Hi everyone, welcome back to my coaching channel. My name is Andrea and today we're going to continue our conversation around burnout. If you're just joining us, go ahead and look at this playlist up here of other topics we've explored with burnout. But today we're going to focus on strategic and burnout. Those who lead with strategic are known for finding the path amongst chaos. They're the ones who can point out the maze when everything feels foggy. Folks rely a lot on those who lead with strategic as a strength because they're able to assess a situation and determine the best path forward. Those who lead with strategic are also able to find alternative paths and ways, especially if they are involved with the path of least resistance. So it's not always about the final outcome, but even this could be the path or option to choose if it brings the least amount of stress or worry for others. Now, let's talk about a few ways of how burnout can show up with strategic thinking. Because those who lead with strategic are known for finding the best path forward with the best outcome, least resistance, that builds a pretty high expectation for that person to live up to. That sounds incredibly stressful. And for someone who leads with strategic thinking, they might experience a lot of anxiety knowing that so many people are relying on them to help solve the problem or at least help find the best next step. That's a lot of weight to hold, especially for someone who leads with strategic and also has a lot of deep relationships, or maybe they manage a team at work. Having that pressure, not just internally, but externally from others to make the best decision to move forward is a lot of expectation and responsibility to hold. Something I've been learning a lot recently about the strategic strength is how sometimes, because strategic is able to see patterns easily, they might rely on those patterns too much. And so this may lead to burnout, especially when it comes to relationships with others. Someone who leads with strategic might already have their own internal expectations of someone or of a relationship because of the patterns they've seen in the past. And so this might lead to burnout because someone with strategic might already have these expectations saying, you know what, this person's always going to be late. Or you know what, this person is going to continuously be lying, etc., whatever that might be. But the burnout here is that you're not allowing yourself or that person in that relationship to grow. If you hold on too tightly to previous patterns, you're not allowing that person to grow, and you're not allowing yourself to really open up to what is new and what is different. And so strategic and burnout might show up when you hold on to something too much and for too long. That might not be the current reality. Remember, strategic is part of the strategic thinking domain. These are strengths and talents that live in our heads. So for those who easily see patterns, alternative ways forward, that might easily look like worry, over rumination, anxiety. That all lives up here and throughout your body, right? So holding on to old patterns and not being open to change or seeing what's currently happening honestly just holds a lot of weight in your head with your own thoughts, right? Your thoughts are only repeating what you know. You won't be able to open up to see the truth that's right in front of you. Now, let's talk about ways to overcome burnout. First, let's explore how strategic can be helped by our relationship building strengths. Number 1, share the load. Those who lead with strategic have so many thoughts and ideas in their head that of course you keep the pressure within yourself instead of sharing them out loud with others. So this could be going to a mentor you rely on, to a friend or a sibling, someone you just share, hey, I have all these great ideas or options or ways to fix something, but I've had them so much in my head, I need to kind of play with them out loud. Pairing with someone to just listen to your thinking process can immediately release some of the stress you're holding onto. Let's imagine you're in a work situation. Maybe a lot of folks rely on you to make the final decision, but again, all that pressure builds up too quickly. And so at work, maybe you can rely on a trusted colleague or coworker, or maybe there's a leader above you who can help be your sounding board. Just allowing others in to your decision-making process can also allow you to release that stress and burnout, that it's not just always on you. Maybe it's a simple, quick one-on-one, a 15-minute phone call to explore all the great ideas you have in your head, but just that simple sharing allows you to feel a little more weightless in the decision you're about to make. It also shares in that accountability piece, which can also eat up a lot of how strategic thinking is feeling about the decision they're about to make. Sometimes those who lead with strategic might actually be confronted with a lot of guilt and shame when they feel like they always have to perform with the best answer or the best path forward. And so relying on your relationships, your friends, your family, your colleagues who you trust, it's so important to share how you're feeling and let them know, hey, I really feel like everything's on my plate if I make the final decision and it doesn't go wrong. And maybe that's a little bit of reality, especially at work. But if you express yourself how you're feeling, it's gonna genuinely help you feel better. It might actually elevate confidence in you once you're feeling honest about how you're feeling, right? So connect with your colleagues, connect with your friends, your family, whoever it is, and share with them that you might be feeling all this pressure that then turns into shame or turns into like almost advanced guilt because you're worried about the outcome of a decision. Let that all go. You can't control the future, but you can control the present. And using your relationships and relying on your relationships to help you think through your decisions and your strategic path forward will alleviate your stress and will definitely help you feel better once you're ready to make that decision to move forward with. Next, let's talk about how we can pair strategic with our influencing themes. And so our influencing talents are all about how you make an impact. And in particular, I want to tie the practice of storytelling with strategic. Because remember, strategic lives all in our head, right? The patterns, the paths we see, and relying on your influencing themes to express yourself and share what's on your mind can really make a positive impact on how you feel about yourself. And so I know I talked about relationship building and expressing yourself. That's a little bit different because it's a little more intimate. What I'm talking about with our influencing strengths here is that if you pair strategic with influencing, that really might motivate you to share your compelling story. Share your compelling data or reasons why you want to go in a specific path forward. This actually draws people in to what you're experiencing and draws people into what you're trying to accomplish. That way, you're not feeling burnout from holding all this pressure or holding the story within yourself. You can use your influencing strengths to understand, hey, this strategic path I'm trying to communicate or trying to share does make an impact on my community, on my family, or at work. But people won't know that if you keep those beautiful thoughts in here. So how you express yourself and turn your strategic into a story can really help not just elevate the great work you're about to do, but also help release your stress and burnout because your thoughts are actually becoming more tangible and shared with others. Last but not least, let's talk about how we can pair strategic with our executing themes. Our executing themes are all about getting things done. So this is an awesome power pair because strategic has already gotten all the thinking and planning done, and executing is just about go, go, go. And how this shows up for burnout is someone with strategic might feel, again, a lot of pressure about how is the outcome? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? Especially because those who lead with strategic are known for their accuracy and path of least resistance. So your executing themes coming in allow strategic to kind of just let it go and say, we're going to try. Let's just experiment. Let's just do this. right? And so pairing your strategic thinking with your executing strengths allows you to go into experimentation. Maybe it's not about making the final decision, but you can pair your executing strengths to maybe try a practice and a pilot before we launch it to the whole company, right? So your executing strengths might be able to help someone with strategic actually break apart your decisions, break apart your path forward to ensure it does actually work. Again, it's very natural to feel anxiety when you feel like you're the solid final decision maker or other people around you are relying on you to make the best path forward. But with executing strengths, you're able to break them down into different pieces, try them out in different ways with different population or audiences, and then you can move forward with the final path forward if you feel like you have more data to make that action decision happen. Again, because strategic lives up here, pairing your strategic with an executing strength allows you to get out of brainstorming mode. It literally gets you into the actions and into the tangible external world. Because again, executing is action oriented. Those who lead with strategic might spend so much of their time up here instead of realizing, well, what does that look like out here? So that is why it's really important to try pairing your strategic thinking and your strategic strength with your executing themes. Have you experienced any of this before? How has burnout showed up in your life? Let me know in the comments below. If you lead with strategic, let me know how you experienced that strength. How has burnout shown up for you? Let me know in the comments. If you're enjoying this content, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our future burnout videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye!